All right, let's dive right in. Today we're going to talk about something really powerful, an idea from the meditation master Ajahn Brahm. And it's this: the secret to finding real peace and happiness isn't about getting more stuff or achieving more. It's about getting really, really good at letting things go.
So let me ask you something. Does your mind ever just feel heavy? You know, we treat our minds like this backpack that we have to carry everywhere, and we just keep stuffing it with worries about what happened yesterday, anxieties about what might happen tomorrow, and just this constant, endless internal monologue. But what if that's not how it has to be?
This is where Ajahn Brahm gives us this beautiful image. He says we should be more like birds. I mean, you never see a bird hauling a suitcase through the sky, right? The point isn't to get stronger so you can carry more mental baggage. The point is to learn how to drop the suitcases entirely.
And that idea right there brings us to our first section. The goal is letting go. The whole practice, everything we're about to unpack, it's all built on this one simple, powerful skill.
You see, a lot of people think meditation is about fighting your thoughts, wrestling your mind to the ground. But it's actually the exact opposite. The real work, the skillful effort, is all pointed in one direction: letting go. Abandoning the things that are weighing you down. That's how you find that beautiful silence and stillness inside.
Okay, so if it's that simple, why is it so ridiculously hard? Well, that's because we have to meet the part of us that makes it so difficult. Let's get acquainted with the main obstacle to all this peace.
In this tradition, there are these 5 classic roadblocks that get in the way. They're called the 5 hindrances. And you'll probably recognize them: wanting things you don't have, pushing away things you don't like, feeling kind of sleepy and out of it, being all restless and worried, or just being stuck in doubt.
But here's the crucial insight. All 5 of those different problems, they all spring from one single root. Every single one of them is generated by what Ajahn Brahm calls the control freak inside of you. It's that part of your mind that always has to be in charge, that just cannot let things be.
And this really breaks down the 2 basic modes of our mind. First, you've got the doer. That's the control freak, right? It's the part that's always active, thinking, judging, and causing all the trouble. And then you got the knower. It's the silent observer. The doer eats up all our energy, but the knower, that's where the peace is, if we can just give it a little space.
So, the big question is, how do we actually tame this raging mind? How do we deal with this inner control freak and all its chaos? Well, this brings us to a really practical strategy, and the answer isn't force. It's something much, much gentler.
It's called the Nalagiri strategy, and it's based on this incredible story about the Buddha. When a furious, raging elephant charged at him, he didn't run or fight back. He just stood his ground and met it with pure, unconditional loving kindness, and the elephant just calmed down. We can do the same thing with our own crazy mind. Instead of fighting it, we open our heart to it, and we just watch as that gentleness does the work.
But look, taming the mind requires a very specific kind of mindfulness. It's not just about passively watching things, as this hilarious example shows. I mean, a gatekeeper who just mindfully watches burglars steal everything from your house isn't a very good gatekeeper, is it?
This is so key. True, effective mindfulness has 2 ingredients. Yes, there's awareness, but there's also remembering the instructions. And the instruction here is to let go of the unwholesome thoughts, the burglars that are stealing your peace. It's an active, wise process, not just sitting back and watching the show.
So now that we have the right tools, let's map out the journey this practice actually takes us on. It's a path that leads from a super busy, cluttered mind to a state of really profound stillness and insight.
And the path really unfolds as a sequence of letting go. First, you let go of the past and future, just to be here, right now. From there, you let go of that inner voice, that constant commentary, to find real silence. And in that silence, this pure mental image, called nimitta, can appear. And finally, by letting go of the doer itself, you can sink into these deep states of bliss, known as jhana. And this leads to a pretty remarkable milestone. Specifically, in what's called the second jhana, the actual experience of being a doer, the one making an effort, the one controlling things, it completely vanishes. It's gone. For the first time, you just experience pure being without any doing. The control freak has finally left the building.
So, what happens when that feeling of being the doer disappears? Well, this experience leads to the ultimate insight, the big one. It's an insight that completely flips our understanding of who, or maybe what, we think we are.
And here it is. This is the punchline of the whole journey.
After all that work to find the driver of your life, the one in charge, you make a shocking discovery. No one's there. The driver's seat is empty, and it always has been. This discovery is the direct experience of a core teaching called Anatta, or no self. It's the profound gut-level realization that there isn't some solid, separate you in there pulling the levers. What we call our life is just this impersonal, empty process unfolding all by itself based on cause and effect.
So what's the practical result of truly seeing this? It's not depressing. It's freedom. It's total liberation. When you realize no one is driving, you finally stop trying to grab the wheel. You can just go back to your seat, sit down, and stop complaining about the traffic. That lifelong struggle just ends.
And that leaves us with one final thing to really think about. If life truly is a driverless bus, what would change for you right now if you just gave up the illusion that you're in control and simply sat back and enjoyed the ride?